Coming up just 15 minutes south of Loyola's Water Tower campus, Chicagoans can explore the stories and history of Chinese Americans in the Midwest. Stick around to learn more about this must-visit exhibit in Chinatown. Also, it's officially fall, everyone, and yes, it is starting to feel like it. Stick around to see how Chicagoans are holding on to the last bit of summer. Later in the show, we'll look at Loyola parents who go above and beyond for game day tailgates. All this next. Welcome back to another semester of Rambler Roundup, where we discuss everything Loyola and everything around the Chicagoland area. I'm your host, Vanesa Hoxha. I'm honored to be with you all again this semester, and we've got an awesome show ahead. And it begins with this hidden gem in Chinatown. Just 15 minutes from Loyola's downtown campus, you can visit the Chinese Museum of Chicago, located on 23rd Street in Chicago's Chinatown. Since 2005, visitors have had the opportunity to immerse themselves in the Chinese American culture of the Midwest. Tours are often self-led, but visitors have the option for docent-led tours as well. Rambler Roundup correspondent Cadence Fung sat down with board member and immediate past president Soline Moy about her mission. Moy mentions that since early 1800s, Chinese Americans have been arriving in the United States.
We want to make sure that they know the reason why we're here and how we contributed to the building of the American society as well as the economic system.
You can schedule your visit to this museum from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Tickets are $5 for students. Visit ccamuseum.org for more information. Now, as you were walking around campus today, I'm sure you felt that gust of wind, the cooler air. Yes, it is beginning to feel like fall. Now, speaking of this fall weather, I was out at North Avenue Beach last week exploring how people in the city are enjoying the sand before the cooler air settles in. As the seasons change, Chicagoans are holding on to the last bit of summer and beach volleyball. Chicago's Sport and Social Club is hosting their annual beach volleyball for all levels. For some, this may be their first time playing. For others, it's a way to keep playing the sport that they love.
I've actually never played beach volleyball before this league this season, but I played volleyball my whole life. Haven't played since high school, but I really missed it. Also, she texted me one day and was like, "We're playing," so that was it. That was enough to get me here.
This club's the perfect way for the people of Chicago to get involved in sports and the community, with over 20 clubs and 162 programs to choose from. An employee at the club, Steve Gasparis, spoke about his favorite part about working in this environment.
Just the people itself, who just want to have fun, enjoy themselves after a long day's work.
With 8 courts running simultaneously, players have the opportunity to mingle and build connections within the Chicago community, or for some, reestablish relationships.
8th grade? 8th grade. Our first club team ever was together. She was libero, I was setter, so we're just running back old times.
I mean, I think it's just such a fun thing. There's such a social aspect to people wanting to come here. Like, it's all intense, but it's also just has that fun aspect to it, going out for drinks before or after. So I love being a part of this little community.
So if you're looking to play some volleyball, fall registration is open for the club's indoor league. Players have up to 40 programs to choose from. Like I said, all skill levels are welcome. Just head over to www.chicagosocial.com to register. We end today's show with a wonderful story on a very special soccer mom on the Loyola women's soccer team. Jil Grisdale is the mother of Faith Grisdale, the first walk-on in 12 years under former head coach Barry Bimby. The Grisdales are from New Albany, Ohio, but Jill and her husband travel to Chicago for every home game to tailgate. Last week at the Atlantic 10 home opener for the women's soccer team against Dayton, I spoke to Jill and she told me, quote, "I tailgate every single game and it's my pleasure. I'm not a chef, I'm just a humble home cook. I've cooked for almost 30 years and I love to cook. It's my love language," end quote. How incredible. And just for reference, New Albany to Hoyne Field, where the team plays, is just under 6 hours. 6 hours of traveling. Jill cooks the food, heads up here to Chicago, and hosts the tailgate. Now, hopefully I can catch her at the next home game and we can see what this next tailgate is going to look like. How amazing. Well, that's all for this episode of Rambler Roundup. Now, we want to hear from you. Follow and DM us on Instagram at Rambler Roundup for a feature on the show or just to get involved. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next week.